It always starts the same way. A simple ring, an ordinary phone call, and a calm voice claiming to be from your bank or a government office. They sound professional, they know your name, and they already have just enough details to make you believe them. What most people don't realize is that in those few seconds of hesitation, while you're deciding whether to trust them, you could be handing over access to your life savings. These scams are no longer clumsy or obvious. They're sophisticated, psychological traps designed to make you act before you think. And the truth is, anyone can fall for them. Keep watching as we expose how hope can turn into a trap, and don't forget to subscribe to catch our next eye-opening video. Now imagine your phone rings on a quiet afternoon. The caller ID says unknown. You almost let it go to voicemail, but something makes you answer. A warm, enthusiastic voice greets you. Congratulations! You've just won the grand prize in our lottery sweepstakes. You are officially a millionaire. Your heart skips a beat. You never win anything. But here's someone, professional, polite, convincing, telling you your life is about to change forever. What would you do? Would you question it, or would you dare to believe? The victim's excitement. For Mary, a retired schoolteacher living alone in the Midwest, that call felt like a miracle. She had always dreamed of financial security, paying off her mortgage, helping her grandkids with college, maybe even taking that long-awaited trip across the country. The man on the line explained she had won $5 million in a sweepstakes. He congratulated her, reassured her, and made her feel special. Mary, this is real. You are our lucky winner. All we need is a small payment to cover the taxes and processing fees. Once that's done, your check will be delivered straight to your doorstep. Her excitement outweighed her doubts. After all, the caller had her name, her address, and even mentioned details of her city. He sounded official, patient, and kind. And just like that, the hook was set. The scammer gave Mary specific instructions. She needed to wire $2,500 to cover the initial taxes. Once the payment cleared, the prize would be released. When Mary hesitated, the caller leaned on urgency. Ma'am, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. If you don't act now, we may have to award the prize to the runner-up. I don't want you to lose this. Mary, overwhelmed by the thought of missing out, transferred the money. Hours later, she received another call. There's been a small issue with customs clearance. To release your $5 million, an additional $5,000 fee is required. Don't worry, Mary, this will be refunded once your prize is delivered. She paused. Something didn't feel right. But the dream of $5 million was too powerful. She scraped together more money and sent it again. Days turned into weeks. No prize money arrived. No officials showed up at her door with balloons and cameras. When Mary tried to call back, the number was disconnected. Her $7,500 was gone, and with it, her trust, her hope, and her sense of security. She later learned she wasn't alone. Thousands of Americans every year fall victim to this exact scam. Collectively, it costs victims hundreds of millions of dollars annually, according to the Federal Trade Commission. You've won the jackpot. Phone call scam follows a predictable but effective playbook. The scammer delivers exciting news. You've won. They sound professional, sometimes even using fake badge numbers or claiming to represent real organizations like Publishers Clearinghouse or Powerball. The victim is told they must pay taxes, customs duties, or processing fees up front. Once the victim pays, scammers invent more reasons to request additional money. They keep pushing until the victim stops sending. Eventually, the number is disconnected, and the victim is left with empty pockets and shattered trust. You might wonder, how could anyone believe such a call? The truth is, these scams are powerful because they prey on human emotion. The chance of financial freedom is irresistible, especially to people struggling with bills or living on fixed incomes. Scammers pressure victims to act quickly, leaving no time to think rationally. They often pose as officials, using scripted language that sounds convincing. Many victims are elderly, living alone, and desperate for connection, making them easier to persuade. The psychological trap. Mary later admitted, "I knew it sounded too good to be true. But what if it wasn't? What if this was real?" That what if is the crack scammer's exploit. The promise of sudden wealth blinds victims to the obvious. If you never bought a ticket, how could you win? The lessons you must learn this. If someone tells you to pay before you get your winnings, it's a scam. Taxes on legitimate lottery prizes are withheld by the lottery organization and the IRS, never demanded upfront via wire transfer, gift card, or cash. Scammers can spoof numbers to look local or official. Just because the screen says Publishers Clearinghouse or government agency doesn't mean it's real. You can't win a lottery or sweepstakes you didn't enter. Period. You should never rush financial decisions. Scammers thrive on urgency. Take your time. Call a family member. Look it up online. Real organizations will never pressure you to act immediately. These scams disproportionately target seniors. If you have older relatives, talk to them about these tactics. Awareness is the best defense. Lottery and sweepstakes scams aren't small-time tricks. They're part of a global fraud industry worth billions. And the cost isn't just financial. Victims often feel shame, isolation, and betrayal. Many never report the crime, afraid of being judged. But we must remember, being scammed doesn't mean someone is stupid. It means someone was manipulated during a moment of hope. The story of Mary, and countless others, reminds us of a hard truth. Scammers don't just steal money. They steal trust. The next time your phone rings with unbelievable news, pause and remember this story. Because in the world of finance, miracles don't come from strangers on the phone. And the only real jackpot is learning how to protect yourself and your loved ones from falling into the trap of false prophets. Have you been a victim of financial scam? Let us know in the comments section, and don't forget, your future wealth begins with today's smartest move. Until next time. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on your notifications so you won't miss out on our next interesting videos. Don't be a victim of false prophets.